So happy to be back. What do you guys want to see? Some exciting League of Legends? Perhaps some computer program? How about some chess? We can start with some chess. That might be easy. I'll try to download. I had to reinstall everything on my computer, so. Due to my hack. Let's see if anybody wants to play. Oh, all my stuff has to sign in again and do all this stuff. All right. Bed Bath & Beyond. Alright, let me focus. But I have to download League too. Download for Windows, okay. Alright, let's go. Karkova, same rating, 1730. Somebody DMing me. This guy's playing very aggressively. I don't like it. What to do? Okay, not good. And Black wins. GG. Motherfucker. Motherfucker. It's my turn? What the fuck's going on here? Okay, what is up? What the fuck is up? Okay, I see you. But what about this? Yeah, okay, I see you. But what about this? Oh, whoa, did not expect that. That's like almost a good move. Motherfucker. I think black wins here. I am not a chess expert. It looks like it's got some advantages for the black pieces. Maybe. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, motherfucker. The Harambe defense gets him every time. How about another one? More chess? I don't know. Played my like one good game for the day. Oh, this guy wants more beef. Unnamed John. Played him a few times. I think I've lost him twice, both in flags. Let this be our final battle. Haven't seen that. Gotta say. Interesting take on the French defense. Maybe just knight c6. Okay, I think I can push. Do 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 do. It's a trap, Batman. Go ahead, take it. And I'll take it. Okay. My pieces are clumsy and uncoordinated. Okay. That's a move. I haven't seen this kind of position, I don't think, in my chess quote-unquote career. A little weird. But it holds. Oh! Oh! You just got effed in the air. What do I think of marriage? Meh. I'm going to a wedding. An Albanian wedding. Okay. I'm just calculating some tactical possibilities. Okay. Okay. Come on, man. Take. Double up. Help me. I feel like I'm dying. Anybody like Lil Wayne? Night on the Rim is awesome. Isn't that how it goes? I feel like dying. So on the live stream fail thing, am I being made fun of, or is Destiny, or what's the story? President Carter. I just won my last game. What's this jerk talking about? You guys are distracting me. I'd like you to hold it down until the game is done, alright? Or else. What is he doing? What are you doing, man? This knight is pinned. I just noticed this. Damn it. I'm dying. I have a minute left. I played Mahjong, sure. Alright. Maybe I just fucking take. How about that? Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm just going here. 58 seconds. Fuck, this guy's an expert at flagging me too. He's flagged me fucking twice and not letting that happen again. Or is it 1.5 to half? We ain't doing that again, buddy. This shit's about to get heavy. No problem. This is probably fine. Well, try this on for size. Okay, try that. Is that gonna work? Okay. Bold move. We'll see if it works for him. Pretty sure that's gonna be checkmate, buddy. What? Wait, what? It's not checkmate? Fuck. Motherfucker. 3 seconds? Fuck me. He flagged me again, man. I hate this guy. God damn it. It's because I thought this shit was made right here. Oh man, all I have to do is play. Should I play Queen? Queen E5? Queen E5, F4, rook moves there, King F3, queen moves there. Best he could do is intercept, right? Still in fucking trouble. Why don't I play my favorite game of all time? I would say this the most interesting thing about prison, or surprising thing, is how friendly everybody is. No, there's not much good food in prison. No. Oh, look at this feeding frenzy. A fantastic smorgasbord of light. I'll be dead in a second. Oh, this guy just trapped us all, huh? Son of a bitch. While we were being greedy, he just encircled all of us. I'm gonna be the last snake to die, though. I'll tell you that. We gotta just keep. God damn you! Did I try to join any gangs? I probably should have commented on that one. You know, some things have to stay in prison. Alright, let's see. There was... Oops. Snake or snake? What do you guys think? Snake. I think snake is better. There was a fun video by a guy I want to kind of to follow along. Odyssey, sure, that would be fun. But there was a fun YouTube video I was watching that was really good. And I kind of want to follow along and see. Oh man, there's so many good videos on YouTube. Alright, let's see here. This was a video about self-driving car programming, no libraries, with JavaScript. Let's see here. Here it is. I thought it was really good.
It's a course where I teach you Hi, and welcome to the Self-Driving Car, No Libraries JavaScript course. It's a course where I teach you how to make a self-driving car. Duh. And we'll do it without using any kind of libraries, so that you really understand what's going on under the hood. Now, before you say anything, yeah, it won't be a real car you drive outside, but making this kind of simulation is maybe even harder than doing it for real. Let me explain. In this course, you learn how to implement simple physics to move the car. In the beginning, we'll control the car ourselves using the keyboard to get the field that we want. I'll also teach how to create a road and how to follow the car on the road, like a drone is filming it from above. We'll then simulate some sensors on the car. These sensors work by raycasting and detect if the car is too close to the side of the road or to other cars in traffic. To implement these, we'll use a formula for segment intersection. Don't worry, I'll explain the math in a nice visual way. You'll see. We'll implement collision detection using the same segment intersection formula. It's great. It works with any orientation and can even support other shapes as well. Now, all of these are things you don't have to worry about if you're working with real hardware. The world gives you the best physics, better than any simulation. There are plenty of roads to drive on. We don't need to create them ourselves. And nowadays, cars have a bunch of sensors that tell if something is touching or around the car. Of course, if you want to build all of these yourself, then yeah, making simulation is easier. But what are you, Elon Musk? Anyway, the second half of the course is the really interesting part. You learn how to create and visualize a neural network, an algorithm inspired by the biological neural networks in our brains. I'll briefly explain how our brains work to the best of my ability, and teach you how to code something similar.
What's up, Mr. Scam?
We'll optimize the brain by trial and error. Yeah, to keep things simple, we just try randomly generating brains until we get something that works. We'll parallelize this step and use hundreds of cars at once to save time. By the way, this is something you can't do with real hardware unless you're really, really rich, and that's why car companies use simulations to train their neural networks as well. I'll also teach you a basic genetic algorithm to optimize faster. But don't expect anything too fancy. This entire system is complex, but I made it so that each component is relatively simple in and of itself. I made this course keeping in mind my high school days back in Romania, so the knowledge you get from school should be enough depending on the curriculum. We'll work with JavaScript because it's so easy to get started. You just need an editor and a browser, which you probably have already. I'll teach you many modern JavaScript techniques, so this course is perfect if you want to become a better coder as well as a machine learning expert. Now, JavaScript is not the best choice when doing artificial intelligence, but since we're not using any libraries, it doesn't really matter. If you want to learn these in a more useful language like Python, then come study at Karelia University of Applied Sciences. But there I teach the same thing in Python as well, and we also study machine learning libraries and even use hardware components. But now start your engines, because the course is about to start. I'll first teach you how to implement the car driving mechanics. You learn to make a car that moves like this. It's not really that hard. You'll see. I'll refresh your memory with some basic physics and trigonometry, and you'll be able to code this in no time. It's best if you code along with me. So go ahead, open your editor, and let me steer you in the right direction. Steer, because we're gonna make a car. No. Gonna code, debug, and have fun. Coding with Radu, coding with Radu. Gonna grow.
I didn't see this part of it. This is great.
Coding with Radu. Let's code now. We begin with this simple project setup. We have 3 files right here, index.html, main.js, and style.css, and they're all empty for now. And I'm using Visual Studio Code to write this, and on the right I have Google Chrome, and you need to have the developer tools open there. It's really important. So if you plan to follow along, have a similar setup, you can use other editor if you want, but I recommend this Visual Studio Code nowadays. Let's begin with basic HTML. In that head, I'm going to write a title for this, and it's going to be self-driving car, no libraries. Really, everything here is going to be just written by us. I'm thinking now the style sheet, and in close to that, and in the body, I'm going to define a canvas. We are mostly going to use this canvas in the project. Here I'm also linking the JavaScript file like this. And we are done with the HTML for the moment of this. We'll refresh the page, and not much happens really. It says here self-driving car, no libraries in the tab of the browser, but nothing appears in the page itself. Fair. If you open these elements, you will see that the canvas is actually there. It's just transparent. And the body actually has this orange small margin there. I want to get rid of that margin and also make this canvas visible somehow. So let's go to this style CSS next and write some styles. I will remove the margin for the body, and let's make the body have a dark gray background, overflow to hidden, and I'm going to use text align to center for now. Overflow is important, otherwise we might get a scroll bar coming if the canvas is too big, and I don't want that. And I want everything to align to center in the middle of the page. Now my canvas should have a different color background, maybe even set it to light gray like this, and save, refresh. And now you can actually see the canvas without needing to inspect these elements. I'm going to move back to the console. It's probably the most important thing in the developer. I want my canvas to stretch the full screen vertically. So I'm going to go with main.js right here, and I'm going to get a reference. I'm going to move back to the console. It's probably the most important thing in the developer. I want my canvas to stretch the full screen vertically. So I'm going to go in main.js right here, and I'm going to get a reference to our canvas with my canvas we defined previously, and I'm going to set the height of this to be the full window inner height of this, and the width is going to be just 200 pixels. It will be like a road going upwards. We'll need a space on the side to draw the neural network later. Now, if I save this and refresh, you can see it appearing there exactly how we want it. Let's next pretend that we have a car and we want to draw it on the canvas. To draw on the canvas, we first need to get the drawing context. We will just use the 2D context in this whole project. So I'm going to have a reference to this canvas context right here in the CDS. And it's going to contain all the methods we need to draw the things that we need to draw in this project. And if we would have a car, we would say something like this. Let's get a car at, for example, 100x, 100y, and the car maybe has a 30 width and 50 height. All of these are in pixels. And let's draw the car using this context. But we don't have the car yet. This is the thing that we are going to need to define next, the car object. And we are going to do this first by going inside of index.html here and preparing to import a new file, car.js, like this. And now I'm going to add a new file here, car.js. In here, I'm going to say class car. So we are defining our car class. And the constructor for this class is going to have 4 different parameters. So we have here the x and the y, and the width and the height. So these are properties of the car, where we want it to be and how big should the car be. And we are going to store these as attributes inside of the object, like this, so that the car remembers where it is and how big it is. Now, remember we also have this draw being called. So that draw was a method, and it looks something like this. It gets the context as a parameter, and in here we begin path, and we are going to draw a car as a simple rectangle format. The rectangle is going to start at x and y location. So I'm going to use this dot x minus this dot width divided by 2. So the x of the car is going to be the center inside the car, and it's going to have parts in front, behind, left and right, top, bottom, left and right. The y value I subtract half the height. So here we also need to specify what is the width and height of this rectangle like this, and ask the context to fill like so. And if I'm going to save this and refresh the page, we can see the car, or at least the black rectangle for now. The car is here at 100, 100. So on your screen, the y-axis actually goes downwards, and the 0, 0 point relative to this canvas is actually right up here. Now this is really boring as such. I'm going to teach you next how to move the car.
I think I made a mistake back here.
Class. It's too big like this, and the width is going to be just 200 pixels. It will be like a road going upwards. We'll need the space on the side to draw the neural network later. Now, if I save this and refresh, you can see it appearing there exactly how we want it. Let's next pretend that we have a car and we want to draw it on the canvas. To draw on the canvas, we first need to get the drawing context. We will just use the 2D context in this whole project. So I'm going to have a reference to this canvas context right here in the CDS. And it's going to contain all the methods we need to draw the things that we need to draw in this project. And if we would have a car, we would say something like this. Let's get a car at, for example, 100x, 100y, and the car maybe has a 30 width and 50 height. All of these are in pixels. And let's draw the car using this context. But we don't have the car yet. This is the thing that we are going to define next, the car object. And we are going to do this first by going inside of index.html here and preparing to import a new file, car.js, like this. And now I'm going to add a new file here, car.js. In here, I'm going to say class car. So we are defining our car class, and the constructor for this class is going to have 4 different parameters. So we have here the x and the y, and the width and the height. So these are properties of the car, where we want it to be and how big should the car be. And we are going to store these as attributes inside of the object, like this, so that the car remembers where it is and how big it is. Now, remember we also had this draw being called, so that draw was a method, and it looks something like this. It gets a context as a parameter, and in here we begin path, and we are going to draw a car as a simple rectangle format. The rectangle is going to start at x and y location, so I'm going to use this dot x minus this dot width divided by 2, so I'm left and right, so I'm top, bottom, left and right. The 4 different parameters that we understand. To draw on the canvas, we first need to get the drawing context. We will just use the 2D context in this whole project. So I'm going to have a reference to this canvas context right here in the CDS. And it's going to contain all the methods we need to draw the things that we need to draw in this project. And if we would have a car, we would say something like this. Let's get the car at, for example, 100x, 100y, and the car maybe has a 30 width and 50 height. All of these are indexed. And let's draw the car using this context. But we don't have the car yet. This is the thing that we are going to need to define.
I see.
The car object. And we are going to do this first by going inside of index.html here and preparing to import a new file, car.js, like this. And now I'm going to add a new file here, car.js. In here, I'm going to say class car. So we are defining our car class, and the constructor for this class is going to have 4 different parameters. So we have here the x and the y, and the width and the height. So these are properties of the car, where we want it to be and how big is the car. And we are going to store these as attributes inside of the object, like this, so that the car remembers where it is and how big it is. Now, remember, we also have this draw being called, so that draw was appended, and it looks something like this. It gets the context as a parameter, and in here, we begin path, and we are going to draw the car as a simple rectangle for now. The rectangle is going to start at x and y location, so I'm going to use this dot x minus this dot width divided by 2. So the x of the car is going to be the center inside the car, and it's going to have parts in front, behind, left and right, so both bottom, left and right. The y value, I subtract half the height. So here, we also need to specify what is the width and height of this rectangle like this, and ask the context to fill it, like so. And if I'm going to save this and refresh the page, you can see the car there, or at least a black rectangle for now. The car is here at 100, 100. So on computer screens, the y-axis actually goes downwards, and the 0, 0 point relative to this canvas is actually right up here. Now this is really boring as such. I'm going to teach you next how to move the car using the keyboard arrow keys. So for now, let's just pretend that we have here some controls, like this controls is equal to new controls, and let me link a new file here in next. Controls.js, and also create controls.js. And we will do a similar thing as we have here some controls, like this controls is equal to new controls, and let me link a new file here in this. Controls.js, and also create controls.js. And we will do a new file here in index. Here. Now this is really boring as such. I'm going to teach you next how to move the car using the keyboard arrow keys. So for now, let's just pretend that we have here some controls, like this controls is equal to new controls, and let me link a new file here in index, controls.js, and also create controls.js. And we will do a similar thing as previously. So we need the class for these controls and the constructor. The controls object will have 4 different attributes. One of it will know if it's going forward, one of it to the left, one of it to the right, and one for the reverse right. And I said the false initially, but these will change depending on what you press on the keyboard. So I'm next going to define a method for adding so-called keyboard listeners, so that we have a piece of code that checks whenever we press a key or read it. So I'm going to call here add keyboard listeners, and this is going to be a method inside of the controls class, like so. The reason I put here this hashtag is because this is a private method. You can't access this from outside of this controls class. And you shouldn't, it's only possibility. So how does this add keyboard listeners look like? Well, we will add a key down event to the document and set this to be equal to this arrow function. I will explain arrow functions in just a second, but let's implement the screen. So depending on the key that was pressed, if this was the arrow left key, we are going to set this one to true and break. And do the same thing for the arrow right key, like this. The arrow up goes forward. The arrow down key for reverse. And that's it. But we also need to know when to release it. So I'm going to actually copy this code here, like so. And this is going to be on the up. And all of these things are going to be set false. I want to debug if all of this code that we wrote works. So I'm going to put here the console table. This. I'm going to output this entire object into the console in a table form. When I press a key and when I release it, I save the file, refresh, and every time you press something, like now I'm pressing the up key, now I release the up key, now I'm pressing the down key, I release the down key, left and right, you can see the values in the console have changed. So this code seems to be working. Great, but why is it working? So let's look a little bit up here, and this part of the code
You have this binding, right?
Bind it like this. This here stops referring to the object here, the control switch. It actually refers to this function right here. And if I undo and use this arrow function notation, this continues to refer to this object right here. So there's a difference in how these two types of functions work in JavaScript. And it's convenient to have it this way. Now controls are triggering, but let's move the car over. So I'm going to go to car.js, and we're going to write here an update method. This update method is going to check if the controls say forward. Let's just move the car upward. So that means y minus equals 2. Remember that y increases downwards like 2. And if these controls are reverse, then we add 2 to y so that it goes downwards. Now this won't do anything just yet. You need to go to main.js here and start to animate. So I'm going to write here animate and define we add 2 to 1 so that it goes downwards. Now this won't do anything just yet. You need to go to main.js here and start to animate. So I'm going to write here animate and define an animate function like this. And inside here I'm going to update the car and then I'm going to draw the car using this code we had previously. This that call request animation frame.
What the fuck?
Animate, like so. Request animation frame calls the animate method again and again many times per second. It gives the illusion of movement that we want. So now we can save the file, refresh the page, and press down. Something happens. So the car updates and redraws itself, but all the past positions of the car are still there. If I press up now, it takes a while, but then it reaches again the top part and you start seeing it. But it leaves this black trail there. So we need to fix this. And actually we need to fix it.
I have a couple of DMs that are trying to distract me.
Something else as well. If I'm going to resize this console here, you will see that this canvas here doesn't stretch to fill the screen vertically anymore. This bothers me, but it's great because we can fix both of these issues by moving this piece of code from here to here. When you resize the canvas in this way, it means that it also becomes clear. So if I refresh now and press the down key, the car is actually seemingly moving, and it doesn't leave that trail anymore. Also,
Yeah, everybody uses VS Code. My startup, Druglike, all my guys use VS Code for that, and that's a React JavaScript app. So
if I resize this console here, it looks proper. You might have to click on the screen here before you can press the up and down arrows. Sometimes these listeners don't activate unless you click inside. Okay, the problem now is that this doesn't move like a car at all. We need to work on this. Cars don't move so that you press on something and then immediately stop. I'm going to go to the car constructor here and give the car a speed attribute and an acceleration value like this. And here, instead of
it is free.
Y value forward here.
VS Code, most IDEs are free actually. Oops. You can always use Vim if you don't like VS Code.
We're going to say that the speed will increase by the acceleration like this. And I'm going to copy this here below, but with minus. And here I will say this.y minus equals this.speed. I save the file, refresh the page, I press down, I press up. Whee! Okay, we need to stop the car from going too fast and implement some friction. So I'm going to go here, the acceleration like this. And I'm going to copy this here so that this doesn't move like a car at all. We need to work on this. Cars don't move so that you press on something and then immediately stop. I'm going to go to the car constructor here and give the car a speed attribute and an acceleration value like this. And here, instead of changing the y value forward, we are going to say that the speed will increase by the acceleration. here I will say this.y minus equals this.speed. I save the file, refresh the page, I press down, I press up. Hey, okay, we need to stop the car from going too fast and implement some friction. So I'm going to go here and say max speed equals to something like, and friction of, let's say, 0.05. Right? And in the update method, I'm going to go here and say, if the speed is more than this max speed, this speed becomes max speed. We are counting. The same if the speed is less than minus this max speed. But in reverse, I want the car to be not as fast. I'm just going to divide by 2. If it's less than this, then I'm going to have it to be minus max speed divided by 2. Maybe you want to have a max reverse speed or something. Declare them both. Feel free to do it, but I think it's also. Also, there's no such thing as a negative speed like what we have here. The negative sign is just to indicate that the car is going backwards. So luckily, this is not a course on physics. Otherwise, I might get in trouble for this. Next thing we do is check if the speed is greater than 0, I will decrease by the friction like this. And if the speed is less than 0, then speed increases by the friction like this. Now I save the file, refresh the page, press down, and the car is moving. I release and it.
Less than or less than negative this dot max speed. Okay. Speed can be negative. Not in physics, but maybe here. Alright, let's check out how this physics works. Oh, why'd it go up there? Bizarre, huh? Oh, must be a mistake. Let's see what the mistake is. Anybody see it? Line 21. This dot speed minus equals this dot acceleration. That looks fine to me. Line 27. If this dot speed is less than negative this dot speed equals this dot max speed. That looks fine to me as well. 28. This dot speed equals minus. There we go. Thank you. Let's try that. No, still problematic. Good find though. Let's see. So why is the car up there? We have to debug a little. (38) This dot y equals minus equals this dot speed. So I see, so it's moving. That's what makes it move. Very good. Let's see. It won't go as fast the other way. I'm going to pause and make a repo here. So let's see. Don't think I have Snake up here. It was on my hard drive of the hacked computer locally. So let me create a new repo. Snake. It's going to be a public repo. Let's initiate this. What? That's weird. Already authed in here. Cool. All right, so that's on GitHub. I also want to grab a couple other. The hell is so big at Thought Patrol? The fuck? Probably chock full of viruses. JK. Alright, let's go.
Slow it down a bit and then stop. And pressing now up and I release. You can see it's still moving a little bit before it stops. And I think that this feels quite okay, but at the moment the car is only going forward and backward, and the left and right don't do anything. One small issue though, let me see if I can get it to happen. Okay, if you release in just the right way, you will see this. Let me zoom in a little bit more. See, the car is actually always moving. It's constantly moving, no matter if you press a key or not. Actually, if you don't press any key. And it's moving by a very, very, very small value. And that's because if the speed is not equal to 0 exactly, then this friction is going to bounce it around, and eventually it's going to move it forwards by a very, very small value. So to fix this, we can actually write here, if the speed has an absolute value that is less than the friction, just have it become 0 less. And this is going to work. No need to test it. Let's implement the left and right controls next. Say as before, if you press left, x gets -2. If you press right, x gets +2. Notice how I implemented the basic thing first and made it more advanced afterwards. I really wanted to get the idea that everything can be improved, but that you can make a complex system even with easy components. I mean, by the end of this course, you will have a self-driving car, no matter if it moves like now, or if we implement better physics into it. Now, if I refresh and zoom out a bit, now if I press left and right, the car moves in a very, very funny and non-realistic way, but this is actually how cars move in some games, for example. So if you want to make a self-driving car for a game, then this might be enough for you. But I'm going to teach you how to do better than this. And actually, I don't like this for one important reason. We are breaking the laws of physics. We have here the value for this maximum speed, and we can reach that maximum speed by going forward like this. But if I press right now, I'm actually going faster than the maximum speed, but diagonally, because I'm going the maximum speed vertically and a little bit to the left in this case. So this is bad for many reasons. Let me teach you how to fix it. We are going to go up here and define an angle. Let's set it to 0. And here, instead of doing this, we are actually going to modify the angle to increase by 0.03, for example. And here we have angle minus equals 0.03. So this angle works according to the unit circle. But in our case, the angle of 0 is upwards, so it's a unit circle that is rotating 90 degrees counterclockwise, if you will. But keep this image of the unit circle in mind, the rotating unit circle in mind, because this is going to be our coordinate system for making rotations. Speaking of which, we can make a very easy rotation like this using the canvas context. First, we save the context, then we translate the point where we want the rotation to be centered at. And now I'm going to tell the context to rotate by minus this angle. Next, I'm going to remove here this dot x and this dot y, because we're already translating that. And one last thing we need to do is here, add a call to context.
Oh, canvas. The rectangle, draw a rectangle starting with it's what's up, guys? Let's look at the rect and this rect. So the starting point of the drawing is negative this dot width divided by 2. What's the translate API? That's what we changed. Oh, I see. That's why we're moving the origin kind of to the position of the car. Which seems maybe not, well, we'll see. Maybe not the best way to program it, but who am I to tell him?
Restore. Because otherwise, on each frame of the animation, we are going to translate and rotate, translate and rotate, translate and rotate. And this is going to do some infinite series of translations and rotations that will look pretty funny, maybe, but not what we want. So let me save this, refresh, and now when I press left, my car rotates counterclockwise. And when I press right,
Still isn't quite go correctly, but you know. Getting there.
it rotates clockwise. So we have something there. It's not yet good. It's more like a tank that can rotate in place. Cars can't do that. But more importantly, if I rotate like this and press the down key, my car just moves downwards, moves away. And this is not correct, and the same goes for upwards. We want the car to actually move in the direction of this angle. So I'm going to implement this based on the unit circle again. I'm going to make x go minus the sine of the angle times the speed. So
Sine? I so sine. Let's see. What do you guys think? He is doing opposite over hypotenuse, right? Sine of that angle times the speed.
Unit circle has a radius of 1. The sine is between -1 and 1. So we need to scale this by the value of the speed as well. And then for y, we do the same thing but with the cosine here, according to the limit. Now we don't need this anymore. I can save the file, refresh the page, rotate to the left, press down, and look at that. The car is moving properly. And I can actually start to feel like I'm driving a car, but backwards it's flipped. Like, look at it.
Okay, fucked up.
If I press backwards and right, like here, that can interrupt the context restored. Because otherwise, on each frame of the animation, we are going to translate and rotate, and translate and rotate, and translate and rotate. This is going to do some infinite series of translations and rotations that will look pretty funny, maybe, but not what we want. So let me save this, refresh, and now when I press left, my car rotates counterclockwise. And when I press right,
oh, I think I did.
So we have something
Know what I
here.
did there.
It's not yet good. It's more like a tank that can rotate in place. Cars can't do.
Nope.
But more importantly, if I rotate like this and press the down key, my car just moves downwards in this weird way. And this is not correct. And same goes for upwards. We want the car to actually move in the direction of this angle. So I'm going to implement this based on the unit circle here. I'm going to make x go minus the sine of the angle times the speed. So unit circle has the sine is between -1 and 1. So we need to scale this by the value of the speed. This one. And then for y, we do the same thing with the cosine here, according to the limit.
Are my Twitch people still there? Yeah, I need to do TypeScript. All my developers that I work with use TypeScript. I'm gonna never use that. You know my JavaScript song. I ain't got no type. Untyped variables are the only variables that I like. Yeah, thanks, Spirit of Pablo. I think the friction is too... I should make no friction, to be honest. And starting speed, sort of like Snake, right? Should kind of go forever. In fact, you shouldn't be able to go backwards. Just go. I mean, I guess you can go backwards. That'd be fun to add in Snake. You can go backwards. Hunter? Oh. You're talking about my high school, Hunter High. I ain't got no type. Bad. Only thing that I like. Yeah, I mean, we're making our own snakes, so, you know, we can do whatever we want.
Now we don't need this anymore. I can save the file, refresh the page, rotate to the left, press down, and look at that. The car is moving properly. And I can actually start to feel like I'm driving a car, but backwards it's flipped. Like, look at this. If I press backwards and right, the car turns left. That's not how it happens in real life. So
What?
Fix that.
Hold on. That's not true. That is how it happens in real life. Right? Isn't that fine? Backwards and right. Yeah, that is how it happens in real life. Am I wrong? Maybe this guy... Yes? No? Maybe so? you guys think? Let's criticize this. See what you think. Wow, we're almost done with this video? No way. No, it's got to be multiple lectures.
I can save the file, refresh the page, rotate to the left, press down. Look at that. The car is moving properly. And I can actually start to feel like I'm driving a car. But backwards, it's flipped. Like, look at this. If I press backwards and right, the car turns left. That's not how it happens in real life. So we need to fix that, and also this rotating in place next. I'm going to just put here, if this speed is not 0, I'm going to calculate a flip. So I'm going to say
Ternary.
flip is 1 or minus 1.
What is this ternary operator?
Flip the controls backwards. And if this is the case, then
I'm not sold on this back and forth stuff. I guess I'm not a driver, but if you, the axle turns left, you move backwards. Car will be. Do I have like the worst spatial reasoning skills? I'm just gonna trust. Just gonna trust this guy. I'm asking if he's right about the car going backwards being the wrong. Okay, so if this dot speed is greater than 0, pick 1, and if not, pick -1. Pretty simple. Ternary.
then here I can just multiply by the flip. If the flip is +1, then this doesn't do anything. So when the car is moving forward, when it has a positive speed, then this won't change. But when we go backwards, what essentially happens is these signs are flipped. So let me close this here and test again. Now if I press left and right, nothing happens because our speed is 0. If I go backwards and to the right, it goes just the way I want. And now I'm doing kind of trying to.
Okay, this fucked up. Flip is not defined. Const flip. Oop, why did I close that? Const flip equals. Speed doesn't equal 0. Okay, we're gonna put all this in local scope. That's the idea. So I'm going backwards and I steer the car to the right. The car will move to the left, is that right? Turn the wheel left, your tires will turn left. As you accelerate in reverse, it will move you to the left. Ah, okay. But it doesn't look like that's what it's doing here, right? So if the tires turn left. Okay, yeah, well, that makes sense. Kotlin definitely has taken over Java, right? There's no point in...
Change the direction of the car, similar to how it would happen when driving. Play around with it, and if there's something you don't like, change it, especially if you're good at physics. But if you're not, you can try using libraries here as well. Box2D is a really good one, I think. But I'm happy with this. There's one thing that we don't need anymore. That's the debug here in the controls. I'm just going to remove this because now I'm confident that the controls work as I want them to. I'm going to save this file. And in car, this update method starts to be quite big. And more things are going to be coming here later. So one good thing would be to group all this code here in a separate method. I'm going to cut it, and the method is going to be called move, because that's what this is doing, is moving. Moving the car according to the controls. And the move method is going to be a private method, has the hashtag there, and I paste the code that we have previously in here. I save this, refresh, and everything still looks as previous. It's funny how you start to feel like you're controlling the car, even though it's only a rectangle. By the way, I'll show you how to make it look like a car in the final lecture when we do the fine-tuning. Meanwhile, it's actually better to keep it like this when building the system. Were you able to follow along? Then great. Please like this video if you learned something today, and share it with others so they can learn as well. And if you got stuck somewhere, comment below and I'll try to help. You can get today's code from GitHub, and the full code is actually already on my website. Check it out if you can't wait till the end of the course. See you guys.
I love you, Radu. Trashy? Trashy's here? Let me resize these real.
I must not fall.
I must not fall. Shaco support? I don't understand. Ready? Ready? Skrelly season. I will protect you. What a joke. Come on, jungler.
Light approaches. An enemy has been slain.
Oh!
Rally to me.
Kill him! Fucking worthless mid. Worthless. Let me tell you something. Worthless. Women I've slept with.
An ally has been slain.
It's a large number, my friend.
The sun always rises. I must not fall.
Damn it! Damn it! I fucked up. Nice. How do I show the mini map? Where do I move my video? Should have more assists.
Stay at the vanguard.
We fed her. Fed her good. This fucking Kate's 0-4. Fuck, man. She's gonna kill us both. Fucking Jinx, man. Tearing us up. I knew I shouldn't have tried to save Kate. Fucking idiot, man. Why do they pair me with this trash? Trash game, trash cat, trash life. We are so bad, it's ridiculous. Look at this shit.
An enemy is under attack. Always rises.
Ridiculous.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, we can stop them, sure. Come on. So weak. I hate this game. I hate this game. I hate the trash they force me to play with. I hate everyone. I don't need one of those, actually. Maybe I
An
need-
enemy is dominating.
Damn it, Jinx. Unbelievable. Just move out of the way. Trash bag. Fucking trash bag. Damn it!
First light approaches.
Hell? What the fuck? I thought Baron was done. Holy shit, we're dead.
You have been slain.
Yeah. Do it live. Here I go to die again.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Okay.
Rage is upon us.
Do a Baron.
The sun always rises. An enemy has been slain.
Finally. Fucking finally. Nice. Come on, baby. Nice. We got this. Let's fucking go.
First light approaches.
Can we get mid tower already? You like that creep steal? Oh shit, it's Jinx. She's gonna kill me.
Hand of sword. The shield.
Sakali is worthless too.
Rally to me. Always rises.
Data science. I mean, statistics is... I don't even believe in that word, data science. Everybody talks about it now, but... It's kind of a silly... Data science, statistics... It's like statistical programming, basically. Guess not.
Light approaches.
Yeah, Maokai is definitely in the game. They should remove champs, honestly. Make it part of the storyline. Deleted. Who is Jinx killing? Oh, we got super minions on the bottom, top lane, I mean. We're gonna finally get mid lane, 30 minutes in, not even. This is unbelievable. You bitch! You're still trying to kill me.
Children of the sun.
It's a trap.
Ever vigilant.
N'est-ce pas? Cet homme qui a augmenté le prix d'un médicament aux États-Unis, il mange des noodles en ce moment.
Light approaches.
Bien sûr, je mange noodles. Nouilles. Nouilles? 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 Peut-être. parle français, ma journée est faite. I'm not dominating the riff.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Quel dommage. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Je ne gagnais. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oh, désolé. Je ne... Get some water, probably get to bed. Streamers, thank you for coming. See you soon. Love you very much. Adios.
Adios.